Hello, anatomy and physiology. This is Dr. V here with some video directions for the Desperate Dozen assignment. This assignment is an evidence task, so it's important you understand exactly what is expected of you to succeed. This assignment also has 3 parts, so let's take it one by one. Part 1. Part 1 is a continuation of the work we did in the live Google Meet involving ranking these 12 patients in need of a heart transplant in the order that you believe they should be transplanted. Now, however, we have additional information to help us out. So these 5 factors here are pieces of information you didn't have before, but might kind of change your rankings. Let's do this first patient, the 62-year-old surgeon, as an example. This patient has a critical need score of 95. Well, I'm not quite sure what that means, so I'm going to go down to the evaluation scale at the bottom of the table to help me interpret that score of 95. So it looks like in less than 1 week, the surgeon needs that heart in order to survive. So the surgeon needs that heart extremely quickly. That is a high critical need. How good of a match is that heart for the surgeon's body? Now, when we match a heart to a patient for heart transplant, there are many factors, one of which is the immune system of that patient. So that would involve things like blood type and also white blood cell types to the donor heart. Another factor is size. So, for example, the surgeon could not be transplanted with the heart of a 2-year-old child, right? It just wouldn't be able to pump enough blood, and that wouldn't be a good fit in the thoracic cavity. So 80 is the score here for a match. Is that a good match? Yes, it's a very good match. All right, resulting quality of health, 45. I'm not quite sure what that means, so again, I'm looking down here. 45, wow. So that's even worse than this score of 50, which means disabled or weak. So it seems like the surgeon needs the heart fast, but it wouldn't really help his or her quality of life too much. The surgeon is predicted to die after 4 years, even with receiving the heart, and is able to cover 99% of the costs. Based on all that information, I am going to choose a rank for the surgeon 1 through 12. Now, the first time you go through this, you might need to, just pick some numbers as you go, and then you get to the end and realize you need to change it up. So this can take a little bit of time just to get your rankings where you want them. But once you are comfortable with your rank, let's pretend you wanted the surgeon to be the 4th in line to get the heart. You need to put the number and then also write a brief explanation as to why. So this, again, is just an example. You do not have to agree with what I'm saying here, but this is how you would explain your thoughts. So the surgeon has an extremely high critical need and is a very good match for the donor heart. Maybe I believe that the surgeon lived a noble life, right? Like that surgeon was helping people through medicine. So I'm going to say the surgeon's career is noble and he or she deserves a second chance, right? So just taking into account the career here. Okay, also, this transplant would benefit the hospital economically because the surgeon is able to pay. This is just right for the amount of detail I'm looking for here. So if you would like a sentence limit, I would say minimum 2 sentences, but if you go over, that's fine too. You should do that for each of the boxes here on the right-hand column. Then in part 2, you are given even more information about each patient. So let's look at A. It says mother of 6 was homeless and on Medicaid. All right, mother of 6. Here was the mother of 6, 36. Let's pretend I ranked this patient 2. So now that I find out this patient is on Medicaid, does that change my opinion of their ranking? So let's say it didn't. I would type in this box, the patient's Medicaid status should have no bearing on her ranking in the list. This is because transplants should be performed based on critical need and match rather than financial considerations. Again, this is not what you need to type. This was just one example of an opinion. Again, looking for at least 2 sentences here. So, would the status change? And then why or why not? Okay, part 3 is an advanced option. So again, you do not need to complete part 3, but if you choose to complete this, what you're doing is ranking now these 7 factors. Okay, so we're not ranking patients, we're just saying in general, I am going to rank match, quality of health, age, ability to pay, in the order in which I think they belong. So, what is the most important factor for determining whether a person should get a heart or not? So, the first thing we look at, should it be match? Maybe you believe that it should be the person's ability to pay. Maybe you believe it is how many years they have left in life. You think this heart should go to someone with at least 10 years left to live, right? This is, again, just your opinion. You're going to have a list 1 through 7. And then for each of those items, you were going to explain why in 1 or 2 sentences would be fine, but we need the list and we need why. When you are ready to turn in your assignment, make sure you click on the rubric link so you can see exactly how it will be assessed, what you need to make sure you have for the score you're aiming for. And also, in case you do need to reassess, you'll understand right away what went wrong so you can improve your score. All right, reach out to me with any questions or concerns. Thank you so much.